All right, we are live. Welcome. This isn't a power up call. This is instead a mega professor review call. This is gonna be a lot of fun, guys. We're mixing it up today. We got a lot of live calls. We got some ones in the chat. Okay, so I know the video and audio is good. Real quick, pre disclaimer: this call is going to crash. There's going to be a part where the audio cuts out. It's going to happen. There are going to be technical difficulties. When they do happen, I'll just refresh, sort them. If there is a problem with the audio or any kind of lag, just let me know in the chat. I do what I can to get that swapped around and fixed. But this is going to be a really fun call, guys. We're doing something we've never done before. We're doing a joint review. So Dylan and I, if you guys don't know Dylan is the professor of the what is it called now? What's your campus called? We just changed the name. What's it called?
Yeah, so originally it was client acquisition. Now it's social media and client acquisition.
Okay,
Yeah.
they're like swapping it up, but like Dylan's the G man. Dylan's really cool. We actually got to spend some time in Dubai. What about a month ago now? It's been, and we got to put
Yeah.
our heads together and think of some cool ways to collaborate. Dylan has, for those of you who have gone through my campus and have maybe done a small project with someone in your audience, Dylan has the system for getting your first big client and setting up your social media to where you can do your outreach. And we're going to be kind of diving into the weeds of that today. But Dylan's got all those resources. So, and I have a video in the course. Once you reach level 3, I tell you to go to Dylan's course and start doing his stuff because it's really helpful and it's important to set that foundation for the work you'll be doing later as you level up your copywriting career. But this is gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Dylan, some of you don't know. There's a lot of things that Dylan has done that I cannot tell you about because they're like, I don't know, classified. I guess you could call it. Dylan's done some cool stuff. He's worked with some really really influential people. He's been fortunate enough. I can't say this. Dylan has lived with the Tates. He's lived with the
Yeah.
Tates and worked hard with them. So he's got some really cool insights around a lot of important work that you guys are going to be doing. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Dylan, do you have anything you want to say to add on to your introduction there before we dive in?
No, bro. I mean, that I can tell you're like a master copywriter. That was perfect. So I appreciate it, and I'm really excited. We'll definitely start doing more of these. Obviously, today we might have some, as you already said, technical difficulties, but we'll get through it. We'll get to everybody we can, and we can always do a part 2, part 3, part 4. So I'm pretty
Big time.
excited.
Yeah, and we were talking in Dubai about some fun things we can do. Obviously, I mean today we're going to be doing some review of some student outreach, some of their
Yeah, yeah.
social media stuff, some copy they've written. We'll be kind of diving into the details there, but we've got a lot of cool joint material we're going to share with you guys. Dylan
Mhm.
just released a charisma course. You guys have been watching me talk about charisma. We got a lot of cool stuff we can add around that as well. Dylan and I are going to be doing regular calls together. We'll probably bring Arno on. We might analyze some top players and like break them all down together. Might find all their mistakes they're making. We're going to do some fun stuff moving forward. So again, and I try and remind everybody on these calls to check the announcements tab. Maybe the
Mhm.
notifications get sent to your phone, maybe they don't, but every single day you should be checking the announcements in my
Every
campus,
single day.
Dylan's
Yeah.
campus, Arno's campus, at the very least, because there's always something cool in the mix. So, and some of you guys are asking if you can ask questions here in the chat. We'll try and check them. I can't guarantee that I'm going to answer every question in the chat, but if I can go back and check this, we will fix it. Real quick, guys, I'm seeing some. Is there any issues with the audio? Any issues with any of this stuff right now? It looks like we might have some sort of issue with the audio. Are we good? I got ones in the chat. I think we're still good. If there's any problems, put a 2 in the chat or let me know if the audio is bad or something, and I'll do my best to get it fixed. All right, we're good. Epic, awesome. Well, cool guys. So I've got a giant doc. Dylan sent me a giant doc of student submissions that they have of different copy and outreach that we're going to just go through and review a bunch of these one by one and share the insights because they're going to be making mistakes that you guys are making. They'll be doing things right that you guys need to be doing right. So we're going
Yeah.
to use this as an opportunity to highlight some common mistakes and teach you guys some lessons and help you guys get way better at this. So I'm going to share my screen and Dylan and I are going to go through one by one and just crush this review. So, all right. Boom. You guys should be able to see this. And like I often say, there's only one Mr. Producer. I do my best to Mr. Producer, but there's only one. So yeah, I'll do what I can to make this work. So all right, we're good. You guys can see my screen. So we've got a giant Google Doc here. First one is from Mr. Kono, his social media handle here. Dylan's got the screen up. Dylan, I want you
Yeah.
to. You're the social media outreach guy. Like, let's have you go through this and let's see what lessons you can give for the.
Yeah. So real quickly, like on my end, I'm going to go through his Twitter. So if we go over that, let's see. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Helping
Yeah.
businesses with convincing emails that drive results, email campaigns, weekly emails, contact me via DM or email. So, I mean, the bio, all in all, is good. A common issue that I'm seeing a lot of you guys having is you sound like a copy paste version of a million other social media accounts. Now, of course, you do want to let people know in your bio clearly what it is that you offer, but you also, at the same time, if you can go and see other, like, example, inside of in my campus, we have various chats for, like, example X, we have
Yeah.
it for Instagram, Facebook, etc. Like, if you can go and see, oh wow, my bio literally looks like every other person's bio, you're going to blend in. Like, so I highly recommend that you go through. I dropped, what was it, like 12 new courses last week as the spotlight courses within the Get Famous category. Highly recommend you go check that out because it's all about standing out. Like, if you truly want to build a proper social media presence, and you can make great money, especially as a copywriter, you can make so much money from social media once you apply what Andrew's teaching you when it comes to like copywriting, and you're building and using what I teach when it comes to social media, and you're going to just clean house, but you need to stand out.
Got to
So I mean,
stand
the
out.
first, like, yeah, like, I mean, the profile picture is good. The header picture I was going to say is good, but like, you need to pay attention to, like, see what it looks like on your phone, see what it looks like on your computer. Like, I can see your name, I can see your email copywriter, but then your profile picture on literally is covering your email, bro. Like, stop being amateur. Like, you need to pay attention to the details. Like,
The
it doesn't
details, man.
seem that
Yeah.
important. Like, some of you are probably, oh, Dylan's just being mean. But like, if I as a client saw this, it's like if you were to, example, if you were to send me a DM saying, "Hello, sirs, I'm copywriter." Like, who in the right mind would pay somebody to be a copywriter if they can't even have proper grammar? Like, so you need to think about this stuff. So the bio
Big
itself,
time.
it's okay. I'm not excited about it. There's definitely, I would add some more like energy into it. Once again, go check out the Spotlight course. Your content, mm, somebody is in hospital. Okay. And Andrew, I want your opinion on this.
Yeah.
Somebody is in the hospital right now, begging God for the opportunity you have. Don't you dare go to bed depressed. It's got formatting issues. Count your blessings and shake it off. The next tweet, for a better morning, talk to God first. And then I'm just scrolling and I'm scrolling and I don't see any examples of you being a copywriter.
Yeah.
Like what is this, bro? Like,
So it's cool to share
yeah.
some of your personal thoughts, and a lot of this sounds like fairly regurgitated ideas from other people.
God.
It's okay to share you a little bit of your personality along with
Mhm.
the work that you do. That is one way to add some flavor and become a person in their mind.
Yeah.
But the point of your profile is to demonstrate that you're an expert and a scarce expert in your field.
Mhm.
Like Dylan was saying, you got to stand out. You got to be unique. You can't look like everyone else. Supply and demand. If there's an oversupply of low IQ email copywriters in the world, and you
Yeah.
present yourself as one of those low IQ email copywriters, the price or value of your service will be zero. Right? You got to be a unique supply of one in order to have high demand. This is true. But yeah, if you're just going on there to retweet me or Dylan or Andrew or whatever, and you're just kind of regurgitating stuff without actually showing your competence, you're not going to get the success you're looking for from your profile. It might feel good to post stuff like that, but it's not going to drive the.
Mhm.
It's not going to move the needle for your success. If
Yeah.
I'm a business owner, let's say I'm a business owner. Happened. I knew it. I knew the crash would come. The crash came. Give me ones in the chat so I know we're good. Let's make sure. There's a little bit of a delay there, but we should be good. Yeah, it's going to crash a couple times. We'll just
Too
refresh.
much power in one room. Yeah.
Let's say like in when it's always when I like the sauce is the strongest. That's when it
Yeah. I
crashes.
know.
Both of us on here, it's going to crash repeatedly, guaranteed. All right, so you've got to be unique, but again, you got to think about your social media from the perspective of the people you're reaching out to. So let's say you're a
Mhm.
business owner, okay, cool business owner, whatever. I get this message. Let's say your message wasn't garbage. Let's say it's actually kind of good and interesting. Before they reply, they're still going to check your profile. You're going to pull up your profile. And Dylan's already mentioned a few of the problems we got, like the bad formatting, the boring
Yeah.
description of how you're just like everybody else, and nothing unique or valuable or interesting. And then if I go to look inside of your content, on all I see is you poorly formatted, low, like not unique, interesting takes on life without any demonstration of your
Yeah.
capability as an email copywriter, I'm going to think to myself, is this guy capable? Is he someone that I should even have a conversation with about fixing the emails of my business? And the answer is going to be no. There's nothing here
Right.
to trigger that belief inside of me, and they'll just like block you or forget about you and move on with their life. You've got to
Mhm.
you got to think, okay, what are they looking for when they land on my profile? What is going to trigger the belief that I'm actually good at what I'm doing and that I'm interesting and unique and valuable? And you got to put that stuff there. That's what you got to drive your content. Social media is not about posting what feels good. It's about posting what's going to give you the results that you want. So
100%.
that's my feedback on that. Yeah.
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 And I mean, just one last thing, and I'm mainly saying this for any of your students that are on this right now. Like, I would encourage you, especially if it's on X, have a pinned tweet or pinned thread of examples of
Mm-hmm.
your work, like before and
Yeah.
afters, testimonials, do all that. And like, example on my X profile, like I've got something for the real world pinned there. So you could use that kind of as an example. It's not exactly perfect for what you would be doing, but you need to think just what Andrew said, what would a potential client see when they go to your profile? So if you reached out to me about email copywriting, Twitter ghostwriting, writing sales pages, whatever it is, whatever type of copywriting, and I went to your social media profile and I saw this pinned thread or even just a pinned tweet, and it showed like example, you're not just talking a big game, you're actually showing a big game. I'd be like, huh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is worth a shot. Like years ago, I still actually have this guy on payroll. A person reached out to me, he was a copywriter, and he reached out to me in the DMs. He's like, "Hey, bro, your link tree." This was back whenever I was using Linktree. It's like your link tree is pretty bad. So I went ahead and I put together a sample. I can do the whole site for you, not an issue. For I think it was like $150 or something. And the sample he showed me, I was like, "Geez, this page is actually really good." And I didn't feel like sitting down and actually putting
Yeah.
together a proper website. And then I checked out his pinned tweet, and it was a friend of mine that I reckon it was like a Twitter homie that I saw, and it was like a testimonial. Then I scrolled down, I saw some more testimonials of people talking about how quickly he gets to work. He's very professional. I was like, yeah, sure, cool. Messaged him. I was like, how long is it going to take? He was like, I can get it to you in 24 hours. Here's my PayPal. I was like, cool. Money sent. And to this day, he's still one of my go-to people. So it's like little things like that in your mind, you feel, oh, I'm just going to tweet what feels good. But nobody cares. Like literally nobody cares. Like you might think in your mind, this mindset tweets just, oh, this is what I really feel like talking about today. Like nobody cares. People care about the results that you are getting for other people. And until you've gotten results for other people, you can very easily do that kind of work for yourself and create just samples of emails, of tweets, of whatever type of copywriting you want to do, and just think, how is this going to, like, is this going to trigger, as Andrew said, is this going to trigger the belief in this potential client's mind? And if yes, then do it. If not, if it's actually going to do the opposite, then don't do it. It's very simple.
What would an idiot do? Don't do that thing. It's simple. Yeah, it's simple stuff. Dylan, I've got a question for you. Actually, I'm curious. I had a student
Yeah.
ask me the other day in a Q&A call I was doing. He asked me, he was trying to do some outreach. He wasn't getting a lot of replies. He hadn't had a client yet. And he asked me if it was a good idea for him to start posting rap videos to his Instagram, like of him rapping to like stand out and be unique.
Yeah.
What's your thought on that? I'm just curious. I know what I told him, and some of the people on the campus have seen the replay and they know what I said. But I'm curious. What do you say about you know?
I
And
mean,
he wasn't a good rapper. He didn't have like a big following of people that liked his rap music. It was something he liked to do. Like, what do you think
it to
about this?
me, it sounds like he's trying to overthink it and be more creative than actually just doing what's actually going to work for him. Because I see this from time to time. That I will
Yeah.
say, I have to give him props. That is one of the most unique questions I've ever seen in the
I know.
history
I
of the
was like,
world.
dude, this is a unique question. It led to a really
Yeah.
good conversation afterwards. It was fantastic. But I'm just curious what your take is
So
on this.
I mean, it could be beneficial, but it's also once again, it's one of those things where just stop trying to be fancy and just do what you and I tell them to do, be effective, and just have the add in that consistency. The whole rap thing that can come later. Like
Yeah,
I personally would not do it.
it could
Yeah,
be, and yeah, I think there's some room for personality. There's some room for showing, your unique
yeah,
thing. If you're a terrible rapper, it's not good. It's going to actually be a detriment. If it makes you look like more of a loser, that's a bad
yeah,
idea. But let's say you had an act, like if he had actually had a really solid profile, he could do some really good work, and like the core of his ability and value
Yeah.
was there, maybe it would be a nice little garnish. But I see students try and do this, and it's funny. They try and go and avoid the actual foundational value they need to
We
create
just
instead
sit
of
down and do the work.
do
Yeah.
the
Stop
work.
trying to
Do the
get
work. It was
fancy.
fun.
Stop trying to overthink.
Yeah.
Uh,
We had a good call.
we kind of
He
off
and I, we
topic.
uncovered some cool stuff. Eddie's going to do some amazing things moving forward. I'm really excited, but I
Yeah.
was
Oh no, he
curious.
will. He'll crush it.
I was curious.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. So we've reviewed his X. Do you want to dive? We've got a lot of people on this list. Do you want to just dive into the outreach now? Here, I'll go ahead
Yeah,
and
let's
share
just
my
dive
screen
into
for
the
everybody.
outreach. I don't feel like going into a full money bag rant because I'll probably see his Instagram and be like, "Why aren't you posting content?" and just go off on a
Yeah,
rant. So yeah, let's just go into his outreach.
cool. All right, I got the screen shared so people can see the actual text itself as we go through this.
Okay.
Props to Eddie. I had to ask the professor about this because he's the expert on whether or not you should rap in your videos.
It can be beneficial. There's a real estate agent here in Dubai that does it, and he's
Yeah.
not good, but he's not bad.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it gets people talking about him. But he also has an amazing Instagram profile. He has testimonials. He has all that. So
Oh,
once
so
you
he's
set
not
up
like a
your
guy
day,
that's
right?
just like living in his mother's basement at age 27. He was like an actual interesting dude. Okay,
Yeah,
that makes a
exactly.
difference.
So
That makes a
focus on the
difference.
fundamentals, what you and I teach, and then you
Yeah.
can do your rap stuff later.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
Let's see. Hi, name. I was going through your page and realized there's no newsletter included. Here are the services I'm ready to provide. Create a tailored newsletter for you, complete with a landing page and a personalized welcome sequence. I'll deliver 3 emails weekly designed to build the relationship between you and the audience, give you the extra time to focus on the work you most enjoy. If you're interested, I will put together an example email for you so that you can see what I have to offer. Warm regards. Okay, cool. So I was going through your. I mean, it's not terrible. Let's see. By the way, yesterday for the first time, I got over 100 views. Okay, good work, bro. But back to your outreach. So I was going through your page and realized there's no newsletter included. I've said this time and time again, guys. Like, I personally would not try to work with somebody if I'm an email copywriter who does not have a newsletter. Like, unless they have like a big audience, they've got like something to sell, then sure, there would be some benefits there. But it's going to take you so much longer to get them a tangible money type of result versus if you just find somebody that has an actual newsletter. I've said this time and time again. And Andrew, I welcome you if you disagree with that. The only time that I say where it makes sense to work with somebody that has no newsletter is if you're just going in there for some kind of quick testimonial. So you
Mhm.
can set up a newsletter for them, put together a welcome sequence, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure. That kind of makes sense. But the way I think is how can I get a client and as quickly as possible make them money? So setting up a newsletter, that's going to take you, depending on how new you are, if you're a total beginner, which obviously you are, that might take you 3, 4, 5 days, a week, whatever. And then you're going to have to set up the sequences and this and this, and then start growing the email list. And then by the time that's happened, maybe it's 2 weeks in. And like obviously, me and Andrew, we could help somebody set up an email list in one day and start making money within a matter of days. But as a total beginner, it's going to take you so much longer. So I would encourage you to focus on better leads, focus on people that actually have a newsletter. I mean, what would you say to that, Andrew?
Yeah, so I've got a matrix. I've got like I'd say a matrix, not like the matrix, but a graph that I use to help people understand where their prospects are and what they need. And the two axes, one is how good are they at getting attention, and how good are they at monetizing attention? Like, do they have an
Mhm.
audience, and like, do they have a product? And I mean, this person, if they have zero audience and they essentially have no list, no ability to get attention, they don't have a newsletter, essentially, right? They're down at
Yep.
the bottom, and most of the time, those people also don't have a really profitable product that has product market fit. So they're down at the very bottom left of my thing, and it's probably different because of the video or whatever. But those are the losers. They're either brand new or they're the loser, and they don't really have any advantages that you can use. Like, you might as well start your own company because you don't have an
Yep.
audience and you don't have a product. So if they're down there, they don't have that as well. What's the point, right? It's usually better to find someone who at least has something of an audience, some ability to get attention online already, or they already
Mhm.
have a product that people really, really like that has good market fit. They just haven't been able to scale it to a lot of people. I like to find people that have one of those two things, but if they have both, if they don't have either of those two things, and it's just like your uncle and you're trying to get a testimonial, then sure, go for it, right? Like
Yeah.
you need that first win, you need some credibility to enter the market. Cool. But just going up to someone that doesn't have a newsletter, it's probably an indication that they're a bad lead. And here's the thing.
100%.
If someone doesn't have an email newsletter, it's because they don't think they need one. In today's day and age, it is stupid easy to create a newsletter. Most of their web page builders, most of anything, if they have any kind of an online presence, there's basically one button they can click that will start the setup process,
Hmm.
and they can have an email newsletter. If they don't have one, it's not because they. It's mostly because they don't, and like they're any kind of sophisticated. It's because they don't want one, or they don't think the one is valuable. So if you show up and be like, "Hey, man, you need a newsletter," that's you're kind of just entering into a situation where they already probably have decided they don't want a newsletter, and you're offering something they've decided they already don't want. So
Yep.
it's a complicated issue. My biggest beef with this is it shows it's this is very very much divorced from focusing on them and what they want. This is like, hey, my friend, in order to have it's almost like a blindly dogmatic way of looking at marketing. You're looking at them and you're like, oh, they don't have a newsletter. Every business needs a newsletter. If they don't have a newsletter, they have to offer them one because they should just want a newsletter. No one just wants a newsletter. No one sets up a newsletter so they can check off the box and be blessed by the internet, like the internet marketing gods with infinite money. Like that's not how it works, right? Like a newsletter is for achieving a result. Like no one wakes up and they're like, dude, my business, the only thing like my business needs for it to be perfect is to check the box of having a newsletter. Like no one wants that. They wake up and they want to sell more products. They want to engage more with their list. They want to retain more of their customers. They have these outcomes that a newsletter gives them. And that's what you should really be offering instead of just like, hey, bro, I can give you a newsletter. That's just the method for getting them the outcome.
Right.
If you show up and you're just like, hey, dude, the outcome you need is you need to just have a newsletter. No business owner just wants to have a newsletter. It's just a thing. They
Oh
want the
my God, I'm
outcome of
so
it.
lucky. Oh.
Yeah, and everyone that first gets into business marketing, they kind of think that they're like these things that you just like need to have. Like, oh, you need a website or you need a newsletter. You don't honestly, you don't really need them. Like, there are different ways to achieve all of that without a newsletter or without a website. Like, you can build a business that's successful without those things if you need to.
Yeah,
But they
literally, just
see
from
people that
social
don't
media
have
as
it
well.
and they don't know how to actually analyze for value and put themselves in the mind of the actual prospect they're reaching out to. And so they just
Hmm.
like kind of go through this dogmatic check the box. Hey, you don't have a newsletter, you need one. Why don't you have a newsletter?
Yeah.
When you're not actually selling the benefits. So it's a pretty common mistake. And you have to also understand there's a lot of newbie beginners and they're all making this mistake. If this guy opens up his IG message requests, he probably has about 40 different DMs every couple of days from students like this guy who have made the same mistake and they are all offering the same thing. Hey dude, I
Yep.
saw you don't have a newsletter. And that's probably how they open it up, like almost exactly word for word, all 40 of them. Your chance of standing out is zero. Like if you do this, you're going to be categorized in their mind as, oh, here's another low IQ loser who doesn't understand marketing. I'm going to ignore him because I've ignored the last 39. You've got to find a way to stand out differently, offer something differently. If you know everybody is showing up and saying, hey, bro, you don't have a newsletter, that's the last thing you should say. Even if you are going to offer them a newsletter down the line, you should definitely not say, hey, bro, I noticed you didn't have a newsletter. Bad news bear. You just copied all the other low effort guys who,
Yep.
and you don't want to be associated with them at all. So
No,
I've
not
got
at
I've
all.
got beef with the hey bro, I noticed you didn't have a newsletter thing because yeah, it's like shooting. It's like getting ready to go into battle and like shooting off your left testicle and then diving into battle. It's like the best possible way to sabotage yourself before you get started. So anyways, that's my beef with it. We can carry on.
Let's see. I mean, if you do you want to review this copywriting sample? It's not good. It's not bad. I'd say it's like neutral. I just quickly read over it.
Is this from the same guy?
Yeah, I'd say let's just move
Hmm.
on.
Yeah, I think we've hit his mistakes. We've given him enough. If we give him
Yeah,
like it's hard. If we give him like 50 things he needs to improve, he'll improve zero of them. But
yeah.
if we
We
give
don't want to
him these
overwhelm him too
three, he
much.
should be good to go. And yeah, copywriting. It's easy to get your copy reviewed inside the campus by other students and fix those problems. Let's move on and look at the next
Yeah.
guy. So okay, let's see.
Let's see. Okay, it looks like he's got an IG, not a Twitter. Let's see.
Mr. Kinsey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kinsey.
And
Okay, so looking at his IG.
we're just gonna. You guys can pull it up on your own as well. But yeah, Dylan's gonna
Yeah.
look at it. I'm not gonna pull it up on my Instagram. We'll just
Yeah, it's a good profile picture.
let somebody sees. Okay, good profile picture. That's
The
rare in
bio, once
today's
again,
world.
guys, like it's important that you tell people what exactly you do, but at the same time, you have to run through your brain and feel free inside of like once you complete the social media command center, inside of my campus. It unlocks, like, we've got the X chat, the LinkedIn chat, the Insta chat, Facebook chat. Feel free to ask other students, hey guys, what do you think about this? Like, that's the entire reason I put it there. But like, literally ask yourself, ask the other students here inside the real world, does this look like something that everybody else says? Like, here's his bio right now. Providing emails for car detailing newsletters. I like the uniqueness of that. That's cool. But then turn your email list into a money generator. DM me to get started. Like, I can guarantee you that every single profile that we're going to review today probably pretty much says word for word this exact stuff. So, like, I could sit here and like go back and forth with you one on one and help you put together a perfect bio, but use the various chats. Like, example for this, go to the Insta chat once you complete the social media command center. Use that and be like, guys, here's what my bio currently is. How can I make it better? And we'll sit down and we'll game it out together. So I'm not gonna. So I want to get to every single student, but like, what was that, bro?
Yeah, like the whole like, hey, I'm going to turn this into a money generator. Like that's such a weak way to describe. That's such an
Yeah, I know.
abstract concept of what you're trying to do. And like I like being interesting, unique, and there's fun little angles you can put on it. But it'd probably be better just to say set more car detailing opponents from your or set more car detailing appointments from your email list. Like set
Yeah.
five new or like get five
Yeah.
new car
Specific,
detailing
tangible.
sessions this week with your email list. Like that, just a specific description of the dream outcome. Again, he's trying to target that one niche. He should just describe. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of. We could go into the details of it, but that's way more. If I'm the car detailing niche guy and I show up and it's like turn your email list into a money generator, that's an abstract, random concept I can't even like wrap my brain around. But I can picture having five new car
Yeah.
detailing appointments or whatever word they used to describe a. Hey, you got work to do today. Like however they used to describe it. Like that would be more compelling to me than money generator. I don't know this. Yeah, we could get into details and yeah, go ahead, carry on,
No,
Dylan.
I 100% agree, bro. Like,
Yeah,
make it more tangible. Like, that's what I've said for ages now. Is like, it needs to be believable. It needs to be tangible. Like, the more tangible it is in my mind, like just what Andrew said, like book, like what you say, like five new card details this week. Something like
yeah.
that would be a million times better than saying something about having a money generator. Because
Mhm.
like even me, like obviously I can kind of imagine what that is, but in my own mind, I'm imagining something related to like info products or something about selling services to clients. That's what I'm imagining.
It's
So,
abstract,
like,
right?
yeah,
And
it's
you
too
can't really. It's
abstract.
hard to trigger desire around an abstract thing unless you can make it concrete and
Yeah,
tangible and something they see. You want to play a movie. You want them to actually generate a movie in their brain as a result of your words. And if this guy has
100%.
to try and like, if he says money generator, like that's such a. He's probably He's probably going to picture like an actual physical generator. Like that's it's not going to actually. It's not going to present anything desirable in his mind. But if you say. Use my five new detail method in a week or whatever, like get five new
Mhm.
car details in the next 3 days. He can literally picture that. Like he'll picture himself doing the car details. He'll picture his calendar filling up. He'll create a movie that's an actual, genuinely desirable, possible version of the future in his brain, and he'll be more attracted to that. Whereas some
Mhm.
intangible, abstract idea all by itself is not going to do it. Not going to do it.
Yeah, I'm looking over his content. It's all in
Yeah.
all good. What I would want you to do is the content of yours that gets the most amount of views is do more of that content. Because another thing I've been seeing with some of the students is they just start posting all these random different types of content. And they come to me and they're like, bro, how can I get more views? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, why did you stop doing what was clearly working? So
Yeah.
I see some videos here that are getting decent views. Start doing more of them.
Double down on that.
And also, let me take a look at because I was looking at the reels. Your your posts are okay, like the actual like the graphics. You're overkilling it with the hashtags, bro. Like, wow, overkilling it. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I'd say if I had to rate this from 0 to 10, I would rate this account like a 7. I would rate it like a 7. So that's kind of high. Your
And
your
we all know that
graphics
sevens don't
definitely need
exist, so it's either a 6 or an 8, and it's probably a 6. Okay,
Yeah,
got
your
it.
graphics definitely need to be improved. Though I'm scrolling down and down and down. Yeah, your graphics need to be improved. But yeah, just reach out to the Insta chat, bro. Like literally, reach out to the Insta chat. Let's go back and forth there. I've also got some captains as well. So yeah, now I'm going to move over into his outreach. Let's see. Hey there, your recent dot dot dot. The post really had me hooked. So I'm assuming that usually he will include whatever that exact post is. Honestly, I got so invested into it. How long have you been in the business for? And then, like below that, he said, I'll be honest, still in an Andrew, I found that going straight in with my offer. Hasn't worked with me, so I build rapport first and hit them with my offer later. Try this 20 plus times and been in a conversation 5 times, but none closed yet. So I need to know an exact amount of like how many people you've actually reached out to. Like if let's say 20 plus, does that mean 21? Does that mean 30, 40, 50? Because some of you just give up too soon. Like you will half try sending out like the outreach and then you'll send it out to like 21, 25, 30 people and then you're ready to quit. Like that's not enough people. And also, you'll say the exact same thing over and over and over and over again. And then you'll go, oh, why am I getting the exact same result? Like, tweak it. And I've got the
Hmm.
course, How to Write a DM, where literally I show you how to write a DM. I show you what to avoid, what you should do. I give you examples. So, and a lot of you it annoys me because like you'll send me in because I've got an outreach or a DM review where you guys will send it in. I'm like, did you even go through the course? Like, it's like you literally just click, 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 click. Oh, Dylan, I completed the course. Can you review my DM? And I'm like, did you not go through? Like, it's clear as day that you didn't actually pay attention at the very least. So, like anything that
Fastest
Andrew
way
and
to
I
get
tell,
help is to take your problem and your question, say, okay, I've got this question. I'm going to go back through that material that
yes,
Dylan explained it the first time. And 9 times out of 10, if you have a legit like DM
hmm
of your own that you're trying to review and you watch Dylan's DM stuff again, like even if you watch it before, you just
yeah,
go through real quick and kind of just skip through it really fast. I guarantee
hmm
you will probably find the answer like in about 15 seconds,
yeah,
know exactly how to
like,
fix it. And
oh,
that'll be way faster than asking Dylan. And like, yeah, then if you have a problem after you watch the course, you've done
yeah,
your best to figure it out. Maybe you improve a little bit, but you still have questions. Then you turn around and ask Dylan.
hmm
Same thing with my campus, man. That's how students are when they're first learning. And I kind of make the joke that a lot of these guys, like it's like they're just woken up from the Matrix. It's like when Neo gets like he finally like wakes up and he's like gasping, all covered in slime. That's how some
yeah.
of these students are, and it's great. And we're just gonna help them we're gonna unplug them and help them learn how to do the rest of the stuff they need to do. But yeah, that's a little pro tip. If you're trying to get your like fix your DM real fast, that's how I would be doing if I was in Dylan's campus.
Yeah, because like guys, you have to understand that Andrew and I literally we think out everything we're teaching you. We have FAQs, we have like pen messages, we have audio, we videos, we got everything for you. So we don't just create content here to like, oh, yeah, this is another video for it. Anything we give you, you need to actually pay attention to it. And like 99% of the time, if you have a question, we've already answered it. So if you just turn your brain on, you go and actually watch it or listen to it, you're like, oh, that's the answer.
We're very fortunate. We've had the opportunity to help thousands and thousands of people solve most of the problems they're going to
Yeah.
face on their way to making money. And it's a really, I mean, I makes me happy and smile every day being able to do it. But it does mean that yeah, we probably if you've got a question or a challenge, we've probably given you a resource to solve it. And yeah, there's some cool ways to dive in that. But let's get back to let's get back to this guy's review. So we looked at his DM.
Mhm.
Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, let's take a
I
look at it.
mean, yeah, like, so I do agree. Like, 9 times out of 10, you shouldn't just reach out immediately and pitch whatever it is. Like, you should go back and forth. And I've said time and time again, guys, you need to tone it down. Like, let's see. Hey there, your recent whatever post really had me hooked. Honestly, I got so invested into it. How long have you been in the business for? So, that all in all is okay. But I always do
Bro,
encourage you to kind of set the intent. I mean,
it's
what
super
would you say
simpy
about
too,
that,
man.
Andrew?
It's like I for my DMs and stuff like that, I really recommend students. One of the things you're trying to accomplish with that first DM is you're trying to stand out. You're trying to like get their attention, but you
Mhm.
also want to signal that you're a peer. You're of equal value. If you show
Yeah.
up and just sound like, "Hey, dude, I'm like a super simpy fan. Dude, it's so great. Honestly, I got hooked. You're the best thing ever." It
Oh,
starts to sound a little bit like a simp in some chick's DMs. Like
yeah.
it's starting to shift that way, and then immediately you're coming across as lower in the
Yep.
hierarchy, and which diminishes whatever value you're going to turn around and pitch. They're like, "Oh, bro, this dude just got he thinks I'm super amazing. He's like super praisey, flattery, without
hmm
signaling that he's a peer." I like
Yeah.
to when you show up and you compliment someone before you ask that question, make sure that whatever compliment or whatever line you use signals that you're like, bro, I get it. We're both in the same game and like respect for what you've done. But
Yeah.
it makes you look like, hey, I'm a peer. I'm in the same game. I'm in the marketing game with you, and you don't show up like, bro, you're so great. I'm a huge fan. Love you to death. Like I just spent hours watching your stuff. Like it's super. You got to make sure you show up as a peer, and this does not look like a peer. If I got this, I'd be like, okay, this guy's lower in the hierarchy than me. He's not going to be
Yeah.
able to provide something that's valuable for me to move to the next level. So
100%.
Yeah.
So yeah, go and do it again. I would encourage you to go through how to write a DM, go through that course, do it again, and then you could post it to the DM review, and myself or one of the captains will take a look at it. But yeah, us move on. I mean, I just quickly read over the email. It's
Yeah.
decent. It's decent. Let's see, copyright. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's just move on to the next person.
Gotcha.
JZA. Okay.
Real quick, I just want to ask the chat.
Yeah.
So I know we've had a couple crashes. We have refreshed. We're good to go. But I'm curious: is this type of call valuable? Is it something you find interesting? Like, is looking at this mistakes and the insights we're bringing? Is that something that's going to help you with your outreach? Like, have you guys found things that are useful? Ones, yes. Okay, cool. It's been
Yeah.
valuable
Let's
for
know
you
in the
guys.
chat. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Okay, we can keep doing this. We can keep doing this. I like getting down to the details. And one of the things that Dylan and I get to do, right, is we're here to show you guys what you don't know. Because you know what you know. And
Mhm.
sometimes you know things that you don't know, but it's the things that you don't know that get you. Those are the mistakes that
Yeah.
keep you from being successful. That's where Dylan, myself, the campus, like the other students in the campus, the captains, we come in, we help you guys see the stuff you don't know. And this is a fun way to do it. So awesome. The best way though is for us to show another student what he doesn't know, and then you see that and you're like, now I can take that. And you don't have to be the one in
Yeah.
the firing zone here. So awesome. Let's move on to the next one. JZA.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I just went over to the Twitter. This does not look like any type of social media account that they would actually be trying to grow for like selling their service. So I'm just going to go straight over to IG. Let me take a look at that. I hope this person didn't just do amateur hour. Wait. Okay, I just copy and pasted the exact usernames. Paste it.
I hope it's amateur hour. I like to talk about amateur hour stuff. We can talk about amateur and professionalism stuff. We can do it.
Yeah, so I'm just going to say this is not the right person because I'm seeing he gave me or he, she, whatever gave me this username. And yeah, like there's a million
Yes.
other accounts, not that exact name. So amateur hour.
Real quick, okay, rant on amateur hour. So professionalism, showing up as a professional. You have to and I talked about this a little bit a couple days ago on my power call. We're talking about charisma and influence, and we're talking about getting negotiating power. It's the tiny details that give you away. If you mess up, if you make tiny little mistakes, little details, you will lose credibility. And when you're trying to present yourself to a business owner who's by definition, maybe they're still fairly matrix minded, but they're trying to step up above the pack, and they see you making beginner like stupid little mistakes, they're not looking for a reason to prove you right. They're trying to disqualify you. If you give them little amateur hour stuff, and this is an example, like obviously this is just a problem that we're just going to skip on over. It's not a problem for us. But if you make this level of tiny little baby mistake
Mhm.
with a prospect, they're going to disqualify you because they're not looking for a reason to prove to themselves that you're a good fit for them. They're first looking to disqualify you. And if you make a little amateur hour mistake like this, they're going to instantly disqualify you. And it doesn't matter. Your copy could be fantastic. Your idea could be absolutely genius. It could have come out of the best brainstorming G work session you've ever done in your entire life. But if you make a tiny little non-professional mistake, a little amateur hour mistake like this, it can disqualify it can just destroy all of that. So you got to pay attention to the details. The details are so important. That's one of the things that separates a professional from an amateur. Rant done. Carry on, Dylan.
Okay, so outreach. Hi, name. I like the work you've been putting on your page. Out of context, your daily clips are great. You could tell by my reaction, this is probably like a 10 out of 10 DM. Let's see, out of context, your daily clips are great, but I can help you make them greater. Here's what I can do.
Great and greater.
Yeah, I know.
Nice. That's so tangible. Keep going.
Boost engagement and followers. How? How are you going to boost engagement and followers? Generate more revenue. How are you going to generate more revenue? Attract more sponsors. That's okay, but still how? And then save time and energy on editing. Cool. I mean, that's kind of obvious, but like you need to make that more. I need to see it in my mind. Like saving time and energy on editing. Like cool. And then let's see if this sounds like something you're interested in. Reply to this, and we can discuss it further. So my biggest issue is I have almost zero idea what your skill is, what you're going to do to help me. Like I'm assuming, since you said editing, you're maybe a video editor. I'm assuming then boost engagement and followers. I'm assuming maybe a video editor, but it needs to be blatantly clear, specifically in a tangible way, how you're going to help the person. Maybe Andrew, what would you say to that?
Yeah, man. So yeah, the trick is right with when you're presenting yourself, you've tried to give them an idea of ways that you can help them, but there's nothing. They need to kind of know a little bit of the mechanism that you're going to use to do it, right? Because you have
Yeah.
outcomes, and you've kind of vaguely described some outcomes, and we could talk about how to better present these outcomes if we really wanted to. But the biggest problem is you haven't teased the mechanism, the unique way that you're going to help them do this. Right now, they've probably seen other video editors, they've probably seen other things. You need to find a way to show up and be unique and offer a unique method. You don't necessarily need to say, listen, this is my exact strategy, word for word, of how I'm going to do this.
Mhm.
You can kind of tease it a little bit, but you need to at least mention or give them an idea of what mechanism you're going to use to provide this. Because if you don't, they're going to make an assumption on what that is, and most likely they're going to assume that you're trying to offer them something that they've already tried or rejected in the past.
Mhm.
So you want to show up with a unique mechanism to help them achieve this outcome. Because yeah, if you just say, "Hey man, I can help you make stuff," like you can have all that you want, but you don't have anything to back it up, any kind of here's how I'm going to do it, any even just a tease, even one tiny piece of specific detail about how you're going to do it, they just assume you're full of air, like you're just full of hot air. Another guy just trying to BS me. He has no substance. There's no substance to this, so I'm just going to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, go fix that. Listen, if you're watching this live, great. If not, obviously, recording, go through it step by step. But if you would have made it more tangible, if you would have added, like, I could actually understand, as Andrew would say, the mechanism, then this probably would have been a little bit better. And then don't just say boost engagement and followers. Like, tease us, tell us a little bit of how you're going to do that. Remember, don't be that person that's like just talks a big game. Actually, go out there and show it. So you need to make this
Like
more
for example,
tangible.
like I'm going to
Yeah.
spitball. I'm going to spitball here, right? Like just for some things we could do here, right? So boost engagement and followers. So I would probably change that and say get more people to follow you from your new reels using a 3-word question at the end of your text, like like at the end of the body text or whatever, right, for
Mhm.
your social media thing. Now all of a sudden that's a very specific thing in their mind. With just enough curiosity, they'll be like, wait, what is the 3-word thing? I've got to know what it is. It sounds like there's enough specificity around whatever tactic you're going to use, and that requires you actually come up with a tactic, guys. Like you have to actually look at their thing and be like, here's how I would achieve this outcome. You have to kind of think about it. But if you change that, say, hey, I will get more people to follow you from your viral reels by adding a 3-word question at the end of your reel that I stole from insert giant niche, like from the fitness niche that's working like gangbusters over there. Now all of a sudden you've got a very compelling outcome, an interesting mechanism, and you've even laced in a little bit of borrowed authority from a high to top player. It takes, and it took me about what 3 seconds to think of that, and obviously maybe I think 10 times as quickly as you do at this stage when it comes to marketing. But if you actually sit there for like 40 extra seconds, you can come up with something more valuable
Yeah.
that's interesting and valuable to them. Defined outcome, tease the mechanism, lace in a little bit of authority. Boom, that's a recipe that will help you show up and get more attention and actually offer something more valuable. Make it into a alluring package that they'll be like, yes, I want to know more about. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And a little extra tactic you could throw in there is like you can even go through and see the people that they're following. And maybe there's somebody else that's like a big name, and you could say that, and obviously it needs to be real, but like
Yeah.
that XYZ person is already using to get more views on their videos or something like that. And they go, oh, I follow that person. So it's little things like that, and you don't even need to think that deep into it. You can literally use what Andrew just said, and you're already going to give it like more substance. It's going to be more tangible. I can actually understand how you're going to do it. You're not just claiming, "Oh, I'm going to boost your engagement." You're telling me and kind of showing me how you're going to go about doing it. So do that, and everything else is going to work out. Is the video on my end good? It looks like it keeps flashing in and out.
Yeah, we're good. It's like switching between us. So I
Okay.
have the screen share. So right now they can see the dock, but yeah, it just flips back and forth between which of
Oh,
us
okay, okay.
is talking. So
Okay, so let's move on to Raymond Darling. That's an interesting name.
nice. Would be unique. Sparkly Raymond. Let's see how sparkly we're dealing with here.
So, I mean, the profile picture is okay. Like, I would make it a little bit better, personally.
Like more sparkles, or what
More
do you recommend here?
sparkles, like the
Okay, more
eyeliner,
sparkles.
all of that. I'm kidding.
Full
But no,
fairy.
like the
Okay,
profile
gotcha.
picture is okay, but you guys need to understand that perception is reality, and so you don't need to literally create like you don't need to go out and hire some pro photographer. You don't need to do that, but you need to think what does this image like create in the mind of a potential follower, a potential prospect, or anything like that. Now I'll be upfront with you. Like if you go to my X profile, there's a picture of me, like my profile picture is me at some kind of event with people talking around me, and it's you can very clearly see I'm sitting there holding people's attention and talking. I put some thought into that. It was like 2 seconds of thought. So, but it wasn't just some, oh, this picture looks cool. I was
Yeah.
thinking this creates a perception of Dylan. It goes to these big events. People listen to what he has to say. It was a good angle. It was all that. Took me like 2 seconds to think of that. So that's why I chose that profile picture. Whenever I see your profile picture, you kind of look, and I'm not saying this to be mean. Remember, guys, I'm just being honest because I want you
Dylan, you're
guys
too
to
nice. You're too
move
nice.
forward.
Be honest with him. Tell him.
You look like a backpacker that's on some island that hasn't shaved in probably like weeks and weeks and weeks. And like that's the first image that popped into my mind as soon as I saw your profile picture. So and then I see the second image on the media part of your account, and it's some looks like a kid on a laptop or something. So if I saw your profile, I'd be like, huh, lives on a beach or something, backpacker, sees this image, oh, some guy with a laptop on a beach, done,
Maybe
not
homeless.
following this
Yeah.
guy, not gonna
Yeah.
hire him, whatever.
Yeah.
So don't look like a backpacker on a beach. That so put more thought into your profile picture. Literally have one of your friends take like 5 or 10 pictures of you, change the jackets, change the shirts, the different background, go sit at a cafe. You don't need to put a lot of money into it, but just select the one that makes you look whatever image it is that you want to put in people's minds. So let's see, helping tech companies to increase their profit through automation and optimization. So great. What I would want to see if I came to your profile picture is not some backpacker living on an island, and I see your header picture. So you playing some kind of like piano thing or whatever. Like this has nothing. This doesn't create anything in my mind that makes me believe that you're some tech oriented type of guy. I
Are
would
you a
have
killer? Are you
your
out there like getting
profile.
amazing results? No, you're being homeless, playing a piano, not shaving your neck. Like, who are you, right? Like,
So, like your profile picture, bro, like you should have like a decent shirt on. You could maybe be sitting at a laptop, have one of your friends do that, or sitting at a big desktop. Your header picture should make me think of tech oriented stuff. And I mean, the rest of your bio is okay. It's okay. Like you're like based in Brazil, building temples, lover of God, musician. It's okay. But like your profile does not scream, this is the kind of guy that I want to pay loads of money bags to do something tech related. I want to see you on a
maybe if
computer.
you're like reaching out to yoga people, like you're just
Yeah,
like a
like
yoga guy,
bro, you
maybe
would
it would
crush
work.
it if you were reaching out to
Maybe you
like
should do
yoga
yoga.
people. You
Yeah.
would crush it.
Yeah. In that case, definitely let the neck beard grow out. Put namaste a couple times in your bio and you should be good. Yeah. You're already set. Yeah.
I would read one of the first tweets that I saw in his profile picture, but it talks about a certain type of doll. I'll just say that, and
No.
like immediately, I'm just like, yep, I'm not interested in this person at
Um,
all. So yeah, I mean, I'm scrolling over your profile, bro. Fix the bio, fix the profile picture, the header, and then I'm literally scrolling over your profile. I see you helping build stuff. I see all these like random posts. Like I want to see you doing tech stuff. I don't want to see you. Literally, I'm looking at a picture right now of you playing some kind of flute, surrounded by hippies. Like what's going on, bro? Like I
yeah.
want
You
to
can.
see that you are the tech guy. You can still have
Yep.
your personal life. You can still post that, but I need to see that you are the go-to guy when it comes to tech related stuff.
Like I recommend a ratio of 80 to 20, right? Like 80% of your posts should be showing you as the absolute professional, like it's to show you with outcomes, show you as like as a killer. And if you have
Yeah.
20% of your posts, which is you like playing your flute with hippies, and that's like half of your target market anyways, then go for it. But like if it's the other way around, 80% of you as a flute playing hippie and 20% of you as a killer, which that would be an improvement to what it is now. You're not gonna get the same level of respect. Like you have to realize every single and I kind of talked about this the other day on one of my power up. I talk about a lot of stuff on my power up calls, but if you reek of being a peasant, like if you smell of loserdom, like and all your posts just signal like talking about some doll on your Twitter thing, if all of it just like smells of like peasantry, you're not going to resonate very well or even be positioned as a person who can provide valuable result to a business owner whose head's in the game, he's trying to move forward, right? So maybe if you're going for yoga people that just want to like center their chakras or whatever the crap they talk about doing, and they don't really care about business, maybe you'd resonate better with them. But like if all of your posts reek of being a loser and doing loser things, it's not good, bruv. It's like literally repulsive to them, and they'll just bounce off your profile. Yeah. Like, is this guy the killer that's going to bring my business? Is he going to 10x my business growth? No. He's going to spend all of his time. As I do. I think I'm back. Okay, I think we're good. But yeah, like you gotta show up with something else. You can't fail like that. Yeah. So all right, we're back. Audio should be working fairly soon. Let's keep going, Dylan. What else do we got? Let's take a look at this guy's stuff.
Yeah, let's take a look at his outreach. I was gonna just be mean and ignore it because he has a lot of work to do.
I can't hear you. I think maybe I killed the audio.
Let's see.
Maybe my audio is messed up. Can you guys hear me? Give me one if you can hear me. Give me one if you can hear. Let me know if you guys can hear Dylan as well. I can't hear Dylan.
Test.
He's silent. There you go. I think you're unmuted now. I think I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We're back. Yeah. Technical problems. Aikido. Good.
Aikido. The Matrix can't attack us.
Bro, we're back.
Right. Okay. So you can still hear me?
Yeah, we're good. Let's dive in.
Okay. So let's dive into his DM. Let's see. Okay. So he does this via email. Hello, Mark. I looked at some website and I liked the approach you took on automating reports of employees' performance. But I've seen that SaaS clients prefer services that allow them to integrate with many other relevant services and data sources. I'm already bored, but let's continue. You could, for example, have Okay, I'm not even going to finish it. So
yeah, no, yeah, done. Yeah,
we care about all of you, and if you're
how do you live as a hippie and can't show up that boring? Like he's an accountant. He's an accountant pretending to be a hippie on the beach. He's got to be. There's no. That's like, bro, boring, super boring. I'm gonna tear into this. So first of all, right, this compliment. I like the approach you took on automating reports of employees' performance. That is like that's better than just like I liked your website, but it's not terribly like why did you like it? What was unique about like if you had like 3 extra words on there to make that compliment specific, it's actually better. It's like telling a chick you're beautiful. It doesn't mean anything. That's absolutely. But if you say, hey, your eyes remind me of the ocean. And that's just a lame, cheesy example that I came up on the spot like that. That at least means something to her. It's like, oh, it's a specific compliment, specific thing. She's actually that means more than just saying, you look lovely, right? So the compliment's lame. So let's look at the next sentence. But I've seen that SaaS clients prefer services that allow them to integrate with many other. It's boring, abstract, garbage. Yep. Like that's almost what I would write if I was trying to bore somebody. You're talking about things. You're not talking about them. You're not talking about any of the things they most care about. It's not connected to their top 1 to 3 frustrations or desires. It's just like I'm putting words in front of you that shouldn't matter. He's an accountant, bro. This guy is an accountant. He's pretending to be a homeless hippie. He's not actually an interesting individual. Maybe he is. Raymond, prove me wrong. But yeah, boring.
Yeah, I mean, there's not outside of what you just said. Like, you need to not make it boring. You need to make them actually care about it. Like, instead of just going on and on and on and on and on. Like, why should I care? You have to understand that whenever you initially reach out to somebody, they don't care about you at all. Like, literally, they don't even know who you are. And to be honest, they're probably just trying to think like, Okay, what does this guy want out of me? Okay, cool. Yeah, done. Like this is a boring message. Done. I'm not even gonna read the email. So you need to think about how can you make this person actually be interested, semi-interested enough to keep reading. And out of 0 to 10, that was like a negative 1,000. Like it was just too boring. So go back through, apply what Andrew just said, apply what I said, and please, for the love of the real world, go out there, make your profile picture better, your header picture better, delete that first post that I saw in your X account, and think about the perception you're creating. Do you want to create, oh, look, I'm like a yoga backpacking hippie person, or I'm a SaaS tech guy? Like, what perception are you wanting to create? And then go out there and do that. But yeah, us move on. Unless you have something else to say, let's move on to that Mario stew.
Real quick, just
Yeah.
this is a tiny detail for how your profile picture comes across online and how you're perceived online. As a man, one of the quickest things you can do to improve your value and the way that people perceive you is just get a regular haircut once every week, once every 2 weeks. I learned this when I was in the military. A good soldier gets his haircut once a week, and I've kept that with me pretty much forever. You guys saw me on my like travel around the world. I got a little shaggy, looked a little homeless. A fresh haircut, and you'll notice this when you see a man who hasn't had a haircut in a while versus someone who's had a trim recently. The guy with the trim recently comes off as more professional, more valuable. It's a tiny thing you can do. So make sure that you're getting a regular haircut. Make sure that you keep your beard well trimmed and well groomed. Just tiny little things like that signal value and perception. If you look scraggly, if you look homeless, that does not and never has signal confidence. You need to show that you're taking care of your appearance just a tiny little bit, a tiny bit.
No, that's 100% true. Like, actually take care, have actual hygiene. Don't show up to a call or post a piece of content like a video or something, and it looks like the shirt you literally just woke up that morning, rolled out of bed, ate some breakfast. Oh, oops, spilled something on my shirt. Ah, whatever. Let me film this video. Like, just think about the perception that somebody else is like. You don't need to super worry about what other people think about you, but when it comes to business, like, should I really
You should
rock
care
out
about
with
your own
that
opinion of
beard?
yourself. You shouldn't like be okay with looking
Yeah.
like a slob just for
Well, yeah,
yourself, right?
literally, you shouldn't. So fix that stuff, and it'll help you massively. So I'm looking over this guy, the Greek Copy Aikido. Let's see. I help brands sell their products with written content that is incredibly relatable to their audience. I don't like that. Like I kind of like I help brands sell their products with
I
written
have
content.
arms. I have
Huh?
arms. It's like saying I have arms. Like, hey, I know every single person in the entire planet who says that they're going to do any
Yeah.
kind of copywriting for anybody is going to say, I'm going to super make sure it relates to your audience. That's a given. Everybody does that. Everybody does that. That's not unique at all. Hey, friend, I have arms. Like, it doesn't make you unique or valuable. You've got to present something there that's
Yeah.
interesting, valuable, and scarce resource that they want. Like that's how you get their attention and actually get them to want you. If you're just like, hey, bro, I help write relatable stuff that relates to your audience. Yeah, everyone does that, or everyone thinks they do that. Got to be unique.
Mhm. Yeah, so fix that, make it more tangible. Andrew and I have literally already covered exactly what to say. So just listen to this call and apply what we've said. I like how you have the testimonial highlights. I like the work samples. I like that. Going over your content really quickly. Outside of example, some of the IG caption to promote newsletter, the formatting's off, so like it kind of looks unprofessional. But everything else looks pretty solid. I like the color, the aesthetics, and all that with some of your posts. Let's see what type of reels you've been posting. Okay, so you posted 2 reels, decent. Let's see when your Facebook ad hit the right target. Okay, that's kind of funny. So yeah, all in all, you're doing well, but you need to fix that bio. Does he have? Okay, cool. He's tested over 30 times. You need to get those numbers up. Be aiming for like 100 DMs sent, but 30 times, 3 positive replies, no email responses, despite really good open rates. Very few people open the DM on IG. So, and this is a little trick that I teach people in my campus. Like, if you reach out to somebody on Instagram and they don't reply, they don't open it, why don't you find their social media? So, as you're building up your prospecting list, also input their X profile or their LinkedIn profile or their Facebook, whatever, and reach out to them on that other social media platform. Don't let that lead go to waste just because they're not replying on one social media platform. Whenever I first got started with the whole freelancing thing on Twitter, used to be Twitter, And if they didn't reply to me within like a 24-hour, 48-hour period, I would reach out to them on IG. Surprise, surprise, they would actually reply to me most of the time. So don't just be, oh, boo hoo, this lead isn't replying. Reach out to them on another social media platform. But let's look over the copy side. Say, hello, name. Love the efforts you're putting into promoting your product on the marketing channel. That's exactly why I collected 3 ideas that your biggest competitors. Okay, so you actually kind of pay attention to what Andrew says because that's unique. You collected 3 ideas that your biggest competitors. It would be better though if you added like who are their competitors. Otherwise,
Yeah,
it sounds like
I think that when he says XYZ, I think he means he's actually showing those
okay,
people
okay.
like
I didn't read that far
whatever,
into it,
whatever.
so good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Used to increase their sales directly through their Instagram posts and bio link without people having to visit their homepage. Here are some results I've got from one of my clients. Cool. I'm glad that you actually included some results. Would you like me to send a short video I created showing you these ideas? I don't like that sentence. With best
Yeah.
regards,
CTA is bad.
Mario. What's that?
Yeah, CTA is bad. Everything like this isn't terrible. I would change maybe the compliment a tiny bit and the call to action that actual
Yeah.
ask at the end needs some change. But yeah, bro, it's not terrible.
Yeah, it's one of the best ones we've seen so far. So I'll say.
Good job,
So
Marios.
improve the beginning, and then what would you say, Andrew, for like a call to action for this guy?
So
It's automated
the
emails.
the thing, the problem is it's kind of like vague. Like I create a
Yeah.
video to show you these ideas. That
Yeah.
doesn't. That's like, hey, do you want to consume something like an unknown quantity of time
Oh,
at unknown
another video.
quality?
Oh my god. Oh.
It's like, hey, I made a 3-minute video that shows you how to implement these ideas today, like how
Mhm.
you can actually start applying this now. Do you mind if would you like me to send over the link? Right now, it's like, okay, I'm gonna watch. They know in their mind, they can picture a little video. Okay, I'm gonna watch this movie, and then he's gonna tell me these 3 things, and I'm gonna go and apply these 3 tactics. And then you make sure that your video has the 3 little things that you're telling them to do, plus a cool tease at the end for another big idea that you have. And then you send it
Mhm.
over to them. No worries. They watch the video. Wait till they watch the video. Either they reply, ask, like taking the bait on your idea that you tease at the very end of your video, or you follow up with them after they've done it and ask them if they need help implementing it, or something like that. But like just saying, hey, do you want me to send over a video showing you these ideas? No one wants to be shown anything. Hey,
Yeah.
do you want to like listen to me ramble about something? You want to say, hey, like you're going to watch this video, and then so you can apply them right now and start growing your Instagram. Now all of a sudden you're saying, hey, I'm going to give you this valuable thing instead of, hey, I'm going to take 4 minutes of your time, and you're going to have to listen to some rando talk on a video because that's
Yeah.
all
They
you've
don't
talked
care
about right now
about
is
you
the
yet.
cost.
Yeah.
Where's the value for them?
Yeah.
Where do they get what they want? Yeah, I bet your reply rate goes up if you change that. Which
Yeah.
you've got
100%.
enough
Because
good there. Some replies, 30 sends, 30
yeah.
3 positive replies. I'd be curious why you haven't turned those 3 positive replies into clients. There's probably a problem with your game later on. But I would
Mhm.
make that change to your CTA, and you're going to get a lot higher reply rate.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, he already says. Let's see. Really good open rate. So clearly they're opening. So actually be like, here's the video where you're going to learn X, Y, Z. Like just fix the call to action, fix the compliment, and you'll crush it, bro. So keep Andrew and I updated on your success. Let's see. Opt-in form down below. Looking
Yeah,
for
I
your
think this is an
first.
example. Yeah.
Yeah, looking for your first manly sense. It's it's okay. It's okay.
I just, yeah, it's funny. I don't know who's like sitting there thinking, I'm looking for a manly scent. I want a manly
Yeah.
scent. Like, it's like, if you like make your room smell, I don't know. There's so much like context behind what needs to happen or where this page is in a funnel and who you're talking to that
Yeah.
I generally like to have before I give a detailed review.
Same.
But yeah, we'll skip the review on this one because we gave him some good sauce on his outreach. And we'll move on to the
Yeah.
next
So
guy,
the
Mister
next one
Million
is
Dollar Deli. Nice.
okay. I'm going to take a look over his X account right now. Profile picture. It looks professional. I like it. Let's see. Header is pretty good. It's one of the best ones I've seen so far. Let's see. Making your brand money with the power of words. Guys, I'm getting so annoyed. I'm getting so annoyed with all these people making your brand money with the power of words. Blah 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 blah. Like, I just don't like that. I swear that I see it a million
I
times a
got
day.
arms, man. I'm going to use words. I'm going to use words because no one is up. You're not using words now. You're just grunting at a screen or grunting into your keyboard. You're definitely not using words. It's not unique, bro. It's not unique. Maybe it was for the first guy who did it. They're like, oh yeah, words are important. I guess I could use words better. But
And then
like
everybody's, oh my
everybody
God.
does it.
Oh.
I've got arms. I'm gonna help your brand with my arms, with my words. I'm gonna use words, bro. Words. Why don't more people try that? Like, come on, guys, come on.
I need to like drastically make some more. Like I've made some content around bios, but it's getting to where it's actually annoying me a lot. So I'm getting guys. I'll put together some lessons on bios. But anyways, let's see. Crafting tweets and emails to generate your sales. Okay, this whole bio just needs more like needs to be improved. But let's go over your actual content because that's very very important. Let's see. Check them out if you want to lose weight. Cool. I don't get the context of that. I'm assuming maybe it's a client of yours. If that's a client of yours, then sure, it does make sense to leverage your account to retweet him. Let's see. I can come up with five. Okay, so you retweeted some random person. You're getting involved in political stuff, which I all the time say don't do. Let's keep scrolling. Now you're trying to get religious. Now you're trying to get like political again. Like, bro, like I was
Don't use this
actually
account for
starting to like,
outreach. Maybe that's your fun account, but don't use it for outreach. It's not gonna do it for you.
yeah, like, bro, I need to see like if you have arms, as you've already clearly said you have, I need to see where like what you've actually done for people. Like, I do see a Google Drive link. I don't click external links, but like I see the Google link. But like example, you said portfolio, cool, but example testimonials. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at this real quick. Testimonials. When I was working on my business, didn't have time to post tweet. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so at least your pinned tweet. You've got a pinned thread of different testimonials. But I would include like it says testimonials, and then it has like a thread thing below. Like, make me actually want to read it. Like here, like give me some kind of results or some quotes or something you've gotten for clients, and then from there, I'll go through and I will read each of the different testimonials. Here's how I increased my clients' followers by X amount in X amount of days. Something like that is better than just saying testimonials. So fix that and don't use this account as just some political personal account. Like, I want to see examples of the work you're doing. Like, I'm seeing what's the purpose of this weird meme of like like some gangster setup and you put your face in there. Like, it doesn't make
This is
sense. So you need to
talking
go
about
through the
politics and
content planner.
religion on your
Huh?
personal account when you are a loser
Yeah.
screams, I'm a peasant and I'm stuck down here doing peasant stuff, right?
Yeah.
You have to realize that all of the political debates, all of the major like stuff that people do, like for the masses, the regular, just average people in the world that work some lame job and do that, and they worry about politics. It's a giant psyop. It's a giant
Mhm.
psyop to waste your time and get you distracted, right?
Yeah.
Wealthy
100%.
people, like, so on your way up, so you have to reject the idea of that psyop, and then once you're like you're a rising star, you're someone who's actually going to go out, be a G, and make a bunch of money. You kind of just say, I'm going to ignore politics. I'm not going to talk about politics. I'm not going to fall for the giant lie. I'm going to spend my energy and time improving my own life because there's nothing I can do about the politics anyways. There's that side of it, right? So if you're on there talking about politics and doing all this stuff, and you're obviously a loser, low number of followers, no money, no status, no respect on your actual account, they're going to look at you and say, oh, look, it's one of those political obsessed loser people. Is he going to have time to work on my business and help me? No, because he's going to be worrying about some ridiculous Republican debate, whatever. He's not going to have any time and energy to work on my stuff. So, first of all, that's the thing. Once you actually have some power and influence, then politics matter because it drastically impacts your empire. And you actually have the ability to influence it because you have power and respect. If you are right now sitting around on social media talking about politics, paying attention to politics beyond just like a modicum of amount to just know how the world is operating around you right now, you are signaling that you are one of the loser class of people who have fallen for the psyop for that they play on the masses by getting them like angry and debating about politics back and forth, left, right, all that stuff. So don't signal that you're a loser. Signal that you have rejected that lie. You instead are focused on improving yourself, improving other people's businesses, and you're a killer and you're getting stuff done. Signal that you're a professional, a rising star, not someone who's down there wallowing around with the unwashed peasants arguing about politics they can't influence. Does that make sense? You gotta show that you're not one of them. You got to, if you want to be perceived as valuable to someone of importance. Rant over. All right.
If you could ask the chat, like, does what we just talked about make sense? Because it's a massive mindset shift where you shift from worrying about all these things you can't actually control, but you've been psyoped into thinking by you worrying about it, all of a sudden that actually helps, but it doesn't. And instead, pivoting your mind to what we teach here inside the real world, where every single day you live and breathe copywriting, you live and breathe the social media stuff, client acquisition stuff. You focus on the things that you can control. You build up your money, you build up your influence, you start becoming a beacon of positivity, and you have the correct mindset. And then at that point, you can influence. Like, chat, does that make sense? If you could let us know.
Yeah, the chat's just like jumping 100%. Yes, yes, yes. Big time.
Good.
Yeah, 100%. It makes you more powerful, right? If as a person, if you focus on things that you cannot control, you feel impotent. Like people that focus on politics and have no ability to influence it, they look and sound and act impotent. Even people who think they can influence it. I don't care. I'm gonna call out names. You look at someone like Ben Shapiro. You look at someone like Jordan Peterson. These guys can't actually influence politics, but all they do is sit around and think about political stuff. Like at the end of the day, maybe Ben has a little bit of influence with what's his face in it. But like these guys, they sit around and they argue about politics, things they can't control, things that they are impotent to do anything about. And they spend all their time and energy in an impotent state, and they look and sound and act and feel impotent, right? They're not attractive or interesting to any kind of serious man. If, however, you focus all of your time and energy on things you can control, things you have the power to influence, you are in a powerful state all the time, and you feel and you act and you sound powerful. And businesses and other people are attracted to that, and they want part of that power. So if you and then over time, your sphere of influence, the things you can influence and the things that you do have power over expands, and you become more powerful. So if you're falling for the trap of things like just arguing about politics or religion, you're falling into the impotence trap. You're just going over there and being impotent, like a little frail geek. Shift your focus 100% to things you can actually influence, and maybe your outreach would be a little bit better. Anyways, carry on. Rant.
Oh no, this type of stuff is good for everybody to understand, because it's very easy, especially as you're building a social media presence, where you get pulled into where you think that this happening is actually the world and stuff you need to be focused on, and it's not. You need to be focused 100% on your path, 100% on your journey of becoming rich, becoming in like better shape, becoming your best version, to where at some point, you can definitely influence and all that. Like, I'm more of the mind of, I don't like what's happening. Let me move somewhere, move my family with me to where like I'm treated better. But how do I afford that? I afford it through money, through having connections. But I did that by me focusing on myself. Back whenever I got started, I would be that guy at like 3 a.m, picking up trash, changing trash cans, and then I would spend the rest of my free time flipping items on Craigslist, and then I would be working on my copywriting skills. And then just over time, I started out where a lot of you are, maybe even worse off, where I went from a total brokey loser to I built myself up and put in enough time and effort and dedication, and then I became who I am today. So instead of you focusing on political stuff and and I don't even know any of the mainstream celebrities now, what Cardi B said or Taylor Swift that or Drake this, like don't even give your mind to that. Like, that stuff does not serve you at all. Focus on what Andrew and I teach you, and focus on that and become your best self. Like, I could talk about this for like an hour, but I'll cut it off at that.
Cool. Well, we'll share the screen. We'll go back into it. I'm going to take a quick bio break. I typically, I super hydrate in the morning, and I usually finish with my morning power up call by now. So I'm going to do a quick bio break, but I'll share my screen, and you can take a look at his outreach, and I'll be right back.
Nice.
Here we go. Boom. Screen shared. I'll be right back.
Okay. So guys. So let's get into $1 Million Deli. So I'd like to thank you both for all the work you put into the courses. Okay, cool. Your outreach. Let's go over that. I love your stuff name. I've seen your work and I'm impressed with it. I'd love to help your brand grow. Quick idea if you want to try it. Have you considered repurposing your posts with good engagement for your newsletter? After the response, well, since your thread performed so well, it'd be a very good idea to turn it into multiple emails for your newsletter. If this is something you'd be interested in, we can jump on a call and discuss more. Blah, 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 blah. So I've talked about this inside of my campus there's a lot to break down here. So this call to action specifically, you'd be surprised the amount of people like that don't actually want to get on a call. So I always leave it up to them. So I would say something along the lines of, if this is something you'd be interested in, we can either go back and forth in the DMs or we can jump on a call, whichever you prefer. Something like that's way better, and it does have a higher like response rate, because some people, myself included, I hate phone calls. The only time I get on a phone call is whenever I'm doing AMAs like this, and I love them. But if somebody randomly calls me, even if they like work for me or something, I don't answer. Like, send me a text message, send me a voice note or something like that. And there are a lot of people out there that are running their businesses. They're busy. They don't know who you are yet. So the idea of them getting on a call, for some of them, will turn them off. So I encourage you to provide both of those solutions.
Plus, it's a
So
huge cost. Like you're saying, hey man, like
I'm a
you're gonna
random
have to
dude.
spend time organizing a call with me,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna take anywhere from 30 minutes. They're gonna imagine it's at least an hour long call.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to spend an hour of my time talking to some random person that may or may not have something valuable for me. Like, it's a huge cost, and for a lot of you guys think it's free because it's like, oh, you don't have to pay anything. When people are successful, they value their time more than money, right?
100%.
So you're asking them to spend a lot more than if you asked them to pay you $100. Like, for me, like, you'd have to pay me, my hourly rate for consultation is at least $1,000, right? So basically, you're making $1,000 ask here for this guy potentially, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got to provide the value, and for this case, I would probably actually give him an example. I'd give them a straight up example. Like, this is a pretty easy little free value thing you could put together for them, where you do take one of their top posts and turn it into an email and attach it below, and say, I've got other ideas, and you tease something else that's valuable, but you've already proven that you're at least half competent with the value that you provided. The risk that they then perceive in hopping on a call with you then shrinks, because now they know you're competent. Because right now they don't know if you're competent or not. And there's a chance they open up the call and it's Mr. Homeless Beach Guy again, like saying namaste to them instead of actually helping them grow their business. Like it's a risk that they're going to picture the
Yeah.
worst case scenario. So if you can demonstrate your competence, and
Yeah.
yeah, like Dylan said, either minimize the ask by saying, hey, maybe we can just go back and forth via DMs or email or whatever. But like, you got to realize that just asking someone to hop on a call is a huge cost to them. It's a huge cost.
Yeah, 100%. And like I already teach people to do this, but like you need. I've said this since the beginning of this call as well. Like, you need to show something, whether it's portfolio, whether example, you could take one of his tweets and turn it to an email. Obviously, everybody that's inside the copywriting campus, you guys have access to the email copywriting course. You can use the methods I give inside of there. You could turn a tweet into an email within like 5 or 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
like you can literally show him a sample. It's not that hard, and so you can prove your competency. I was helping another student. God, what was it? He had sent like 100 DMs and all that, and he took my advice of showing the sample, but he couldn't figure out why they didn't want to get on a call with him. And I was like, bro, show me what you've actually been sending him. He was sending them stuff with like typos and all that other garbage. No wonder they don't want to get on a call with you. So just
Yeah.
use your brain, put a little bit more effort in it, and you need to give some kind of proof or example to these potential people you're reaching out to. And for future calls, guys, I want you to let Andrew and I know specifically how many times you sent out DMs and all that type of stuff. That's very valuable information for us, because I've also seen a recurring pattern where you'll go through how to write a DM. You'll send like 3 DMs, and then you're just like, "Oh no, isn't working." Like, how many DMs have you actually sent? We need to know that type of stuff for future reference.
Big time.
But my time's a little short, and I really want to get through all these people. So let's move on to
Yep.
this next guy. Let's see, Nico3669. That is an interest. That's the username for the real world. Okay, so let's go over your IG real quick. Okay, profile pictures, decent. Help businesses and people increase their sales. Oh wow, you have arms. Cool. Let's see, by writing profitable emails about info products. Portfolio here. So I could go on a rant about the bio. Andrew and I have more than already covered the bio thing.
Yeah.
Like, stop telling people you have arms. It's very obvious you have arms, or at least we would hope so. So let's go over the content itself. The content itself is okay. The content itself is okay. Who is that? Interesting. So my issue with this is your content. Now that I'm actually scrolling over, it's a little all over the place. Like, it kind of looks like you've got some video about Starbucks. You've got something about the Tates, you've got something about Grant Cardone, then you have something that says words to avoid going on spam. You just have all these random compilation types of videos. Like, you need to think about the niche or niches you're going to be working within. And I would encourage you to create content around that. And you don't need to just do one niche. Like, you can work within as many niches as you want. I encourage you to pick a niche and then go into the sub niches so you have a direction. But yeah, like this, it's kind of all over the place. So you need to fix that. How many followers? Okay, cool. You've got 180 followers. You definitely need. Oh, please, bro, tell me you're not doing this follow for follow thing. So if you're doing follow for follow, this goes out to anybody. Don't do it. It's garbage. Focus on just putting out good content. You can follow people, start building a rapport, but you don't need to just keep allowing. Like, I don't want to go to your account. This is not the case in this situation. It's not that bad of a difference, but I don't want to go to your account and see this guy has 100 followers and he's following 2,000 people. Like, that's garbage. Don't do that.
So, yeah, bro, how do you like? I give more attention than I receive. I am less important than
Yep.
I am less important than these 2,000 people, right? You have to make sure the numbers are balanced. Like, if you're doing a follow, like follow for follow, bad strategy, especially when you leave like the discrepancy so high. You have to go through and actually, you need to go through an unfollow to where you follow less people than you actually follow than are following you.
100%.
So, like, I don't care if that's like there's 32 people following you and you only decide to follow 30 people. Goodbye, grandma. Not following you anymore. Like, you've got to, like, because if not, you're signaling that I am low value and I'm giving away more attention than I'm actually receiving. I am a simp. That's essentially what you're saying when you have that high of a following count compared to how many people are following you.
Let's see. Currently sending DMs on IG on high ticket cruises. Interesting. 52 cents, 0 responses. I landed 2 clients. Okay, so wait a second. You sent 52, 0 responses. You've landed 2 clients. That kind of doesn't make sense, but okay. A travel agent and a relationship expert so far, writing 3 emails in return for a testimonial. I haven't received that testimonial yet. I'm waiting for the results. So good. I'm glad that you're waiting for the results before you get the testimonial, because this is actually something that is a peasant type of move where you're just like so needy for that testimonial to where you literally been working together for like a week. You haven't actually gotten a result yet. And then you immediately ask for a testimonial. It's stupid. It's short sighted. That's what a peasant does. So what you want to do is, once you've actually gotten them the result, which is what this young man's doing, once you've actually gotten them the result, then you can ask them for a testimonial. And I already cover this, but you can ask them some like various questions so they actually know like what you're exactly looking for. Like, don't just say, "Hey, can you send me a testimonial?" Like, you could say, "This is just one example. Where were you at before we got started working together, and where are you at now since we started working together? Or what was one of the things that you liked the most of working together?" Like, you need to have some kind of thing to prime their mind for what exactly you're looking for. Otherwise, they're just going to make, "Oh yeah." Yeah,
Thumbs up
what's this
emoji.
guy's
Yeah.
name? Nico. Oh yeah, Nico's cool.
Great
He's very
guy.
responsive.
Great guy.
Like, literally means nothing.
Yeah, that's like the lowest version. There's like the lowest version is, hey, Nico's a great guy. Or and then the next best version is, Nico helped me sell 3 extra cruises. And the best one is, before I was working with Nico, I couldn't get anyone to, like, I was having a real hard time selling my highest ticket cruise option. But since working with Nico, I'm now able to book it out consistently, and I'm having to buy a new cruise ship. Nico is the best. That's the best type of testimonial, and you can show them how to do it, like Dylan was saying. That's what you want. That's the kind of testimonial that can provide you with money for the rest of your life.
100%. So let's take a quick look over your DM. Hello, I came across your website and noticed that you have a newsletter. Oh, wow. Oh, you noticed I had a newsletter. Oh, wow. So perceptive. Let's see. Here's an idea you might like. You could use 3 emails that I'll write for any of your cruises or for a specific destination to influence your readers to take action. This way,
What makes your email special? Why should I use your email instead of my email? Why
God,
should I use your email instead of the 40 other versions of emails I've got in my inbox right now from other email marketers that have arms? Like, what is special about these 3 emails? Carry on.
yeah, this I can see now why you sent out 52 and you've gotten 0 responses. I am interested on, if you sent 52 out, how did you land those 2 clients? My next advice would be, whatever you did to land those 2 clients, do more of that. Because this is another thing I've seen with some of you guys, is you start applying what I'm teaching and you start getting results, And then you try to get creative because you think you have the Midas touch. And you start trying to, like, example, like our friend earlier, you want to start doing like rapping videos or something. You want to do something extra, something creative. And that's cool. You could do that. But I would always encourage any of you, once you find something that starts working, in this example, whatever you did to get those 2 clients, do more of it. And this outreach is garbage. Like I'm trying to be nice. I want a good cop, bad cop. I'm trying to be nice, but it is literal garbage. Like, hello, I came across your website and noticed that you have a newsletter. That literally, if I opened it, if I was this person, I would open it and be like, wow, okay. Anyways, okay, back to work, and I would ignore this.
You have
So
to
think
understand,
about
like,
some kind
business
of
owners are hyper focused on their time. They
hyper
do not want to waste their time. They feel like they are time poor. They do realize they don't
Yeah,
have enough time to do all the important things in their life. And
yeah,
every single person that they interact with, they're judging as quickly as possible, is this person wasting my time? When I read this email, so let's say I invest 3 seconds and read the first sentence, the first 2 lines in 3 seconds. And I say, okay, wait a second, pause. My brain does this calculation like extremely fast. I've invested 3 seconds. Have I gotten anything valuable or useful to me? No, it's all empty, bland garbage that doesn't mean anything or isn't useful to me. Is Nico someone that's going to waste my time or respect my time? Well, he's proven me in the first 3 seconds that he is going to waste my time. Delete,
yeah.
ignore, I can't afford another time waster. I'm moving on. You can't bore them. You got to show up with something interesting, unique, and valuable so that when they make that first 3 second judgment, they say, oh, this Nico guy gets it. In the first 3 seconds, he's already shown me something interesting, unique, and valuable to me. Awesome. He is someone I'm going to give another 10 seconds to and see if he's still good. Like,
Yeah.
but you've failed. You've failed the measurement right there initially. And the time poor, busy entrepreneur that has the money that you need and the opportunity you need has already ignored you at this point. He said, nope, Nico is trying to steal my time. He's a vampire. I'm leaving him alone. I'm ignoring him.
100%. So think
Right.
about some kind of problem, some kind of solution, something you can put into their mind the first couple seconds to where they're like, "Huh, this is interesting. Let me keep reading." And I'll put together some more lessons on that in the coming days as well. I mean, I've pretty much already touched on it, but I'm going to keep touching on it. So let's move on to Alex. So he's a video editor. So shout out to Alex. I see you coming into tuning into all the AMAs. Super cool kid. So let's see, short/long form video editor, turn your videos into money to book a call with me. And then you've got the link down there. Cool. So the short form, long form video editor, I all in all, I like this bio. I don't understand the little dash thing you have, like from a styles perspective. I don't like that. Doesn't make sense. Turn your videos into money. You need to tell them specifically. And based off previous conversations, we talked about putting together promo videos for people. So I'm not going to repeat myself there. But like, tell them specifically how you're going to turn their videos into money. Let's see. Let's take a look at your pinned tweet. Video editor, help SMMA owners make more money from the videos. Cool. Okay, I like all these testimonials. Very good work on that. Let's see. Actually, smart when you edit 3 videos in one day and you don't have to work at all. I like that meme. I like it. I really like this before and after. So for anybody that's not looking at his account right now, he's got before and after. So before, here's literally what this video looked like, and then you can also see the after as well. So that's awesome. And if you're a video editor, especially, you need to lean into that. The rest of your content's pretty good. I mean, for context, guys, like this is a student from my campus that is crushing it. He's doing pretty well. So not really much else to change. I mean, obviously fix up the style on your bio. Everything else is pretty solid. Let's take a look over your Instagram. Portfolio, testimonials, results, cool. I like the highlights. Short form, long form, video editor, turn your videos into money. Okay, yeah, so once again, I'm going to repeat myself. To turn your videos into money, like specifically give us something tangible. How are you going to do that? The rest of your content's pretty solid on Instagram. Let's see. Did he have? Okay, so he's got an outreach as well. Hello, my name is Alex. I noticed a weak spot in your videos that prevents you from getting more clients. People watch hundreds of videos a day, and you have to fight for their attention every second of the video is important. I mean, that's kind of assumed. Let's see. You do good editing, but you don't add details. This applies to sounds, text, animations, videos, as well as other things related to editing. I do editing as a freelancer, could work for you. Okay. Down below, you could see previous clients that I've worked with. If you'd like to know anything more, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So very quickly, hello, my name is Alex. Like, you don't really need to say that. You could say something. I do like the I noticed a weak spot in your videos, but like you also want to be you don't want to be insulting. So I'm not this is definitely not insulting, but you need to be careful about that. You're treading that water. So I noticed a weak spot in your videos that prevents you from getting more clients.
When you call it a problem,
Yeah.
you want it to sound like, hey man, you're a well intentioned dude, but you're making an innocent mistake because
Yeah.
you happen to not know this one little secret, right? You don't want
Yeah.
to be like, hey my friend, you must be retarded because you're not doing this right. Like you want to make sure there's not a personal attack on them. You want to just be like, hey, there's something you don't know about. I want to show it to you, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit better. You don't want to attack their ego because if you attack their ego directly, most people when you attack their ego directly and you're just some stranger, they'll just say goodbye, close the door, on to the next. They don't need that crap,
Yeah.
right? But this is good. Like I noticed a weak spot in your videos
Yeah.
that's preventing you from getting more clients. I like that. There's a problem with your second line
Yeah.
because you launch into teacher mode. You're like, oh, now it's
Let
time
me
for me to
teach
teach
you
you
the most
basic
obvious
stuff you
thing.
already know.
Yeah.
And again, they're like, okay, maybe you catch their attention. Okay, maybe like let's say I'm the business owner. I read this. Okay, I'm making a mistake. It's keeping me from getting more clients. I wonder where the mistake is. So you kind of are promising, hey, dude, I'm about to tell you the mistake that you're making.
Yeah.
And do you do that? No. You break the promise you make with me in my brain. How dare you? You lying son of a gun. You now launch into a boring teacher mode about stuff I already know. About, oh yeah, I have to compete for attention. Of course I know that. You're not telling me anything new here. He broke his promise. I don't like him anymore. Like, if you just delete that line, it gets way better. And there's still some problems with some of the stuff we can fix here. But if you delete the teaching line, your outreach actually gets better. Hello, my name is Alex. I noticed a weak spot in your videos that prevents you from getting clients. You do good editing, but you don't add detail. Like you've kept the promise. Okay, now he's
Yeah.
showing me the mistake and he's gonna tell me how to fix it. But
Yeah.
that little line there, you're breaking rapport in a bad way. You're like,
Mhm.
hey, I want to go I want to go like college professor mode and rant about something you already know. Yeah. Delete that second line, bro.
Yeah, that'll fix the copy a ton. Let's
Mhm.
see. I do editing as a freelancer, can work for you. I personally wouldn't even say that. I would say instead, I like this other sentence, which is down below. You can see previous clients that I've worked with. If you'd like to know anything more or like to see an example of one of your videos, reply back and I'll get to work. And then boom, you hit them with the examples of your work. And outside of that, bro, it's pretty good. And keep me updated on that.
One
Yeah,
thing I
he's
would add
always
here.
updating me. Close a new client, did this, did that. So he's crushing it.
Yeah, like this is like there's just like a few tweaks you make here, and this thing
Yeah.
absolutely crushes. So while you're pulling that up, I'm just gonna make a few other little quick notes here for Alex. So you kind of mentioned, hey, you're making a mistake. Here's how I can fix it, and then at the end, you're like, hey, I'm a freelancer. Do you want to work with me? If you want to hire me and pay me money, here's how you do it. You want to connect it that hey, hiring me and working with me will fix that mistake, so you can get more. You'll land more clients. It's like you want to have a so you can kind of line in there where you say, hey, I do editing as a freelancer and could help you improve and add more details to your edits so that you land more clients. You want to connect it all the way back up to that big outcome. We're getting there. We're back. Okay, I crashed again. We gave Alex what he needed to know. Let's move on to the next one. I think is this the last one? I think it is. No, we got two more.
Yeah, two more.
Let's crank them out.
So yeah, this is for Aaron. I looked over your Instagram. It's kind of your content's weird, bro. Like go through the content planner. Like, and I'll forgive you if you didn't check the announcements this one last time, but you need to go through and apply the content planner. I didn't just put the content planner out there for nothing. Like apply the content planner, plan out your content the proper way. Your profile picture, it's like 2 out of 10. Like you just kind of look like a kid in some woods. Like this does not literally whenever I look at this, I don't think, oh, this is a guy that I can work with. Also, your username is I don't like it at all. Like make it memorable, make it easier to read and all of that. So fix that. But let's move on to your actual question. Okay, so the first question is for you, Andrew, and I'll read it out loud. How do you get clarity on what to write? How much should you write? And how should we structure our copy? Because ChatGPT recommends me to do that every single time I check with it.
Okay. There is a video inside of the campus. My friend Varad, this is going to help you with all of this. That's called the 4 questions you must answer before you write your copy. I think it's in the winner's writing process in level 3. So there are 4 questions you have to answer before you can get started writing. If you answer those 4 questions, and I show you where to find the answers to all of them, how to do the right research, where to go to look to find the answers to those 4 questions. If you have those, all of these questions go away. So I have a video that shows how to do that. So go watch that video.
Okay, go watch that. And then the next one's for me. Let's see. I don't know why, but I'm very scared to get in front of the camera. What will my friends and family members say about me? Please help and guide me on this. So I like this question a lot. And whenever I first started making video content years ago, I overthought it as well. Like I literally, and Andrew, you would probably not believe this, but I literally to make like a 5-minute video would take me about 2 hours. I'd be like sweating. My stutter would get activated. So like I can totally relate with you, bro. But let's go to the thing that's causing this anxiety. You think by you posting content that your family, your friends, everybody's going to know about it. They're going to judge you and all that. But I can guarantee you that they're not going to care nearly as much as you think they are. As an example, most of my family, most of my like friends from back in the day have no idea what I do. They don't see my YouTube videos, they don't see my Instagram videos, they don't see what I post on X. Like the only family members that actually know about the content I post are my mom. My dad knows I do some kind of online stuff. And then I've got 2 friends of mine that are pretty close that they've just always known that I'm that guy. Like, oh yeah, he's going somewhere. So they know about it. But outside of that, nobody else that I went to school with actually knows what I'm doing. They don't know about my videos or anything like that. Anybody I went to school with, they don't know about it. Family members don't really know. Like you're too in your head, is what I'm saying. So you need to just focus on putting out good quality content. So you can check out the Spotlight course. You could like literally go to the famous category, go through that. It's got 12 new courses. It's going to get you through overthinking, creating content, and it's going to give you the plan and everything you need to do. So anybody that wants to put their content out there, go through the famous category, and that's going to solve it. If you want to review this copy, you can. I personally, I don't click any external links from my side.
Yeah, I've opened it up in like a little internal page here. Your face, like my face is covering it up. I'm not gonna actually. I want to. You can go get this copy reviewed very easily in the campus, and I
Okay.
can I can go back and take a look at this. I want to save some time, but I do want to weigh in on his fear about family members saying stuff to him.
Yeah.
So if you have to realize one of the control mechanisms for keeping broke people broke forever is their fears about what other broke people are going to think about them and when they do things that are non-broke, right? That's one of the ways you keep crabs down in there is you put a bunch of crabs in a thing, they're all pull each other down instead of letting them get out. So you have to realize that's one of the biggest traps you got to defeat it. Dylan's already showed you how to minimize that fear. I like to defeat fear with a bigger fear. So now that you've got a small little fear, okay, I'm worried maybe they're going to think I'm dumb or whatever, they're going to laugh at me or whatever. We have to talk about it at Thanksgiving and my aunt, whatever, is going to say I'm crazy or whoever, whatever, right? Now you're afraid of this. I like to defeat small fears with a bigger fear. Personally, the idea of being broke or average or staying mediocre forever scared me so much more than what my family might think about me, right? The idea that if I don't take action and do these things that are going to make me wealthy, I'm going to stay average forever and I'm not going to be able to protect my family in difficult situations. If things get crazy in this country, I might have to pull my kids out of the rubble someday. That fear for me is so much stronger than the fear that I might face if someone thinks, and from my family thinks I'm stupid for what I post online, that it defeats that fear and I take the action anyways. So I would defeat this with a bigger fear. So find out whatever you're more afraid of than your family seeing this and use that fear to defeat this fear. I'm not going to review his copy. We can get that review pretty easy in the campus. I know, Dylan, you're basically out of time, so we want to move forward. But Varad, we will get your copy reviewed. Just go post it for review inside of the campus.
No, I do just money back always delivers. I will say, like, whenever I first started, I got started the whole freelancing thing, creating content. My fear was not of, oh my God, what are other people going to say? What if they find my videos or they found out that I'm working with this guy or doing this or doing that? It was, I do not want to stay a loser. I do not want to be broke. I want to get rich. I want to start traveling the world. And I focused on that. And you can call it delusional, whatever, but like worrying about what other people are going to say about me and what's my mom going to say if she finds my video. Like I know that whenever I create content, ultimately I can control what I do and I say.
Mm.
So I don't have anything to worry about. Let me just focus on getting rich. At the time, it was
Hmm.
just not having to worry about a job and being able to travel the world. But ultimately, obviously, I wanted to get rich, and I just focused on that. And if you focus on that and you use that as your driving force, the jet fuel, instead of oh, what if my family or friends find out about this video? Okay, I'm just not going to post any content. Oh, like don't. That's some loser brokey stuff, bro. You're not here to be a brokey. And think everybody's watching this. Think about how crazy it is. All the decisions that you have taken up to now, all the decisions I've taken up to now, Andrew's taken up to now, and we're all sitting here on this call tonight. And we're sitting here, we're going back and forth. Like, think about how crazy it is. You were literally put here for a specific reason. And it's definitely not to be a brokey. You're here to become the best possible version of yourself. So you have to stop worrying about all these fears and all this other nonsense and truly go after unrestrained exactly what it is you want. So you know what you want, bro. Stop worrying about what your mom or your dad or your best friend or the schoolmate, what they're going to think about you posting a video, because ultimately you control that. But yeah, let's move forward onto some name that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Argirius, I think
I'm
that's
not the
how you
only one
pronounce
that butchers names. I'm glad to hear it, man. I butcher every name every single time, so I'm glad I'm not the only one.
it. So my first correction is make it a name that's easier to say. I mean, like if I have no idea what country you're from, I'm assuming somewhere in Eastern Europe based off your profile picture. If you're only going to be working with other people that are going to recognize that name, then sure, it's fine. But if you want to also work with English speaking, and there's nothing wrong with working within your own language, like that's something I don't understand about some of the people. Like example, I've got some students that speak English, but it's like they don't even want to work with people because they speak Arabic, like they're in the Middle East. Like, bro, there's so much money in the Middle East. Why are you trying to just work with people in
That's the
America?
rising tide, man. You should be
Yes,
definitely going. I
it
wish I could
literally
go after
is.
Arabic clients, bro. Like that's the future. You should be positioning yourself to
So
win in the developing world, bro.
yeah, 100%, bro.
Anyways,
It's the future. So with that said, I mean, your name, I can hardly say it. I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. The next thing that it's in your bio, you're a full stack marketer. I even as well versed as I am, I have no. I'm assuming that means you do everything. But once again, that's so abstract. And then next, you say you're a funnel expert. That's a little bit better. But the whole styling of your bio is trash. Let's see. You've got some testimonials. Let's take a look at this. Let's see traffic. Okay, cool. So you've got a testimonial from 11 weeks ago, and you've hardly got any content. So that's haram. Like you need more content. Every single one of you need to be following inside the social media command center. I've got the social media checklist and I've got the content planner. If you just do both of those, you will grow your social media. So I'm not going to put any more of my energy into this Instagram page because you haven't even been posting content consistently. So you need to fix the bio. Your profile picture's okay. So yeah, the full stack marketer. Like what type of marketing? Imagine that this is some business owner that's not well versed in online stuff. He has no idea what that is, and then post more content, bro. But let's see. Does he have
if
any
I
copy?
was if
Okay.
I was this guy, real quick, just
Yeah.
like free game while we pull up this page and take a look at it. I would say I'm the number one world expert on the Mania high ticket funnel system, and I would call it that. Because
Yeah.
now it's unique, it's somewhat interesting, but there's enough curiosity. We know it's connected to high ticket funnels. Then now I know this guy has some sort of unique secret sauce high ticket funnel, and like assuming he's reaching out to high ticket guys, but
Yeah.
something like that, just for the fun of it. Number ones, you can always be the something number one something thing. So all right,
Mhm.
let's get this guy's stuff reviewed.
Yes, I'm actually looking at his website. I broke one of my rules and I actually clicked an external link.
Now they got your
But
stuff, they got your data.
yeah,
Good job, Mister Aguirre Mania. You did it.
he finally did it.
Someone did it.
Let's see. Your relationship and that of your brand with the public is the most crucial resource for our success. I would do not blah blah. I'm already like I don't care. So yeah, have your copy on this page reviewed by whether it's Andrew or any of the other captains he has. 'Cause
Yeah.
literally, the best in copywriting is right here. So you need to have this reviewed. Like I don't like this website at all. Also, the like bubbles in the background. I feel like I'm drowning. I just don't like the design. So have your stuff reviewed by the copywriting campus. Now let's see. Oh, interesting, Andrew. He said, "Here is the doc where I have answered the four questions." So he
I'm
clearly is
gonna
paying
pull it
attention
up.
to what you say. I like that.
I like it. Well, that's good to know. I'm gonna pull it up. I clicked the link. I don't know if you guys can actually see it. Just swapped over to the other side. Okay, I'll just take a look at it. So it's just he's got his. So he's talking to dating coaches. He's looking for. Oh, you've actually thought about how he's gonna be checking your email, dude. Congratulations, good stuff. Mike is going to pause reply to my outreach. Okay, cool. Steps. You've done a good job. I can review this in a little more depth after this, but yeah, no, he's got a good. He's thought out where Mike is at right now, which is going to probably mean that his outreach is a little bit better. But let's make sure we get it adapted for him.
Nice. Okay, subject line: Mike, nothing important. You can skip this. Wait, what?
Dude, I like it. That's different. That's different. He
I'll
probably
give him
won't.
that. It is
It will
different, which is
decrease.
good.
You won't get it. You will. There will be people who are like, fine, I'm not gonna fall for that one. Not gonna click that at
Yeah,
all. But congrats for being different, dude. I appreciate it.
yeah.
I'm not sure what his
A
open rates are.
massive
Maybe he's got
congratulations.
great open rates with that, but that's something you would test and see if you still get good open rates.
Yes. So yeah, test it. I mean, I do like because I talk about this all the time. Like that is different. Like if your subject line is like if you go to your Gmail account, whatever email you use, and your subject line literally looks like every other person out there, like don't send the email. So I will give you when it comes to being unique. I do like that, but the way my brain works, at least, is I would immediately just delete that. That's just how my brain works. So I
Fine.
like
Yeah.
where you're going with it. I think it needs a little bit more work. Obviously, Andrew's like the best when it comes to the stuff, so work on that with him. But let's get into your actual outreach. Hey, Mike, your tool of sitting in that worry and taking massive action is super efficient. Your tool of sitting in that worry and taking massive action is super efficient. Interesting. Okay.
He might be referring to something really specific about the
Okay.
guy's out
That's what I was
thing.
thinking. That's why I read it over. So if it's something specific, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But I would put like parentheses or
So
something.
he, so he knows specifically that he's referencing my video, not like this sentence doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Delete. Yeah.
Let's see. Speaking of that tennis ball, if I had it in my hand, I would have definitely thrown it away the first second. I have a strategy Matthew Hussey, who's however you pronounce that, is using that if you use will get more people into your funnel, get them to climb your value ladder and become your one-on-one. I can tell he actually pays attention to what you say, bro.
Yeah.
This isn't an amazing or email, but it's actually
Mhm.
pretty good. It's more tangible. I like it. So he actually
He's
pays
taking
attention.
steps in the right direction. We can fine tune a couple things here, but yeah, he's
Yeah.
at least moving in the right direction here.
Let's see. It's a potent, quick strategy that will increase your funnel's conversion rates in less than a week and can be implemented in 4 days. I really like that sentence. Let's see. Matthew was able to get 35.3 thousand people last month into his free webinar with this micro check tactic. I like it. So, would you like to see a quick 30-second Loom video on how you could use a strategy to scale your coaching? I like that call to action a lot, actually. So I'm like, 30
Yeah,
seconds. Cool. I know exactly what I'm getting into. Fine. So I like that. I mean, you said you had some fixes though, Andrew.
yeah. There's a few things, and it's mainly that third sentence there. I have a strategy. Matthew Hussey is using that. If
Yeah.
you use, will get you more people in your front. It's grammatically complicated. Like you have to sit there and kind of like like you have to connect the dots and analyze the sentence
Yeah.
before you get 100% clicks. So that sentence needs to be needs to be changed, and needs to be fine tuned a little bit. Um, I would change a few things about this. Just one little tiny thing about the CTA. I would say I have it's actually not terrible, right? You could probably leave that. The biggest problem is going to be the lack of clarity in those first two sentences, and then the grammar flow problems in that third sentence. But it's pretty good. And, one other thing, you said value ladder. They don't really know what that is. Like that's a
Yeah.
topic
Most
that they might not
listeners don't
recognize.
know actually what
That's a
that is. Yeah.
term that they don't really understand. Value ladder. What's a value ladder? They don't know. Maybe they do know. Maybe they don't know. It's a gamble whether they don't or do know that. And if they don't, it's going to make them confused. And the confused mind does not buy. So you could probably get away with saying funnels conversion rate. They probably understand that. That's probably cool. But value ladder is a confusing term that they may or may not understand. So I would just not use that one. Half the people in the copywriting campus don't super understand what the value ladder is, anyways, right? So expecting Mike to know that is kind of a gamble. So, but other than that, like pretty good situation. I'd be curious what your data is on this, like how many responses you get, etc., and see what I can do. Like I could probably help Mike or Agiris make some good steps forward. But he's got a very solid baseline email here, and there's just a few things we could tweak to improve the clarity and make it work a lot better.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Like that's actually one of my favorites because I can tell he actually is using his brain. He's actually applying what you tell him and all that. So I like that a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, few tweaks and we're good. And you can tell one of the reasons that he's done so well with this is because he's actually taken the time to think about where his prospect is. Like these 4 questions that he's answered up here, I could share that doc with you guys so you can see it. Let me see if I can open the preview here. My face is still blocking it, but I can kind of scroll through it. He has gone through and thought a significant amount about where his guy Mike is at, what his guy Mike wants, and how he can help Mike believe that Aguirre is the guy to help him with some result. So he's done a good job. I am a fan of Aguirre's approach. We did it. We made it all the way through the doc. We answered a bunch of questions. We covered a bunch of stuff. We went on some major rants. This was a lot of fun. I like this call. This is good.
You'll have to do more, bro. We'll have to do more.
Yeah. So real quick chat, we are out of time. Like I've got a call with Arno in 8 minutes, I think.
Oh,
I think in 8 minutes. Yeah. Today's a fun day. 3 powerful live calls all in one day. So
wow.
It's been great. If you guys have additional questions for us, there are places to ask questions inside of each of our campus. If you got questions about client acquisition, setting up your profile, etc., Dylan's got a bunch of good stuff. Go through his content, watch his stuff. It'll help you position yourself to be an expert and position yourself in a really, really desirable position so it's easy to attract high-value clients. If you have questions about reviewing your copy, specific things about your wording, et cetera, go into my campus. I've got a lot of really good resources on that. You can ask myself, the captains. We can help you guys get sorted. It's been a lot of fun. We will do these calls again, either where we are reviewing students' stuff and diving deep into what they don't know, or we're going to go out and analyze some top social media accounts, what they're doing that's successful. Help you guys steal amazing strategies you can then turn around and use with your clients to help make them millions of dollars. So it's been great. If you guys have any questions, you know where to reach us. Dylan, I can't wait to do this again. This is a lot of fun.
Let's do it, bro. As soon as the people demand it, we'll deliver.
All right. Because Moneybag Madden always delivers. My friends, let's go out. Let's get it. Let's conquer. I'll talk with you all soon.